There are two ways you can find hope. The first is what I call the Dorothy way, where all you have to do is think happy thoughts and click your heels together and wait for that hot air balloon to show up and take you there. Does it work? Sure, sometimes. Does it last? Not for long. The kind of hope that sticks, the lasting, deep, solid kind of hope, comes from a process that begins with pressure, specifically the kind of pressure we would call things like stress, problems, hard times, or even suffering. The process begins there, goes through some mandatory stages, and ends up at unwavering confidence. This confidence is what we call hope. To expect the positive is to be hopeful. That's our target. It's the end result and the beginning of the abundant life God has for you. The Bible says that we should not just rejoice in the hope of the glory of God, but also, and I quote, rejoice in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance character, and character hope. To get to true hope, we have to stick it out. Stay in the game. Keep going. Persevere, and you will arrive at hope. Back when I was a kid, like all the other little kids, I went to the video game arcade and quarter after quarter went into those darn game machines. Donkey Kong was my game back then, and Pac-Man, though I've since played my share of COD, Halo, Battlefield, and Transworld Surfer. The thing I found, though, in almost every video game I've ever played, is that they're designed with multiple levels, each having some objective that gets harder, that you have to complete before moving to the next level. There's no doubt that success in video games requires excellent hand-eye coordination. But the number one characteristic of the best players, to me, is the ability to persist, to sit and work and finish no matter how many times they fail. No matter how many times your Mario character fell off the cliff, you knew that if you reset and started all over, you'd be able to figure it out and move on to that next level. Think of this as a game where you win when you actually get to hope. To get there, you have to pass through each of the three major stages, and the first one is suffering. Everyone begins there. You can't skip it. There's no workaround code that you can enter to bypass it. Getting through this stage is a choice. You always have the options to quit or not quit, to give up or pick yourself back up. If you can keep going and continue on, if you can stay in the game, you develop perseverance and can go to the next stage, character. If you quit, however, you never move forward and never get to the level of hope. I know people, and I know you do too, that have been faced with incredible challenges and suffering and have come through it with incredible strength and trust. Then yeah, hope, because they persevered. The word perseverance has the sense of staying, like staying in the pocket, not bailing out, of remaining. It's not a blind, they'll close your eyes and wish for the best kind of staying, but rather I know who, what, when, where, and this is why I can remain. Jesus says, if you remain in my word, you are truly my disciples. And then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Keep going. Persevere through the pressure you're in, and you'll arrive at hope, and that hope will not disappoint you.